Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to America the Beautiful. Through the magic of circle vision, you'll see it now, as perhaps you've never seen it before, in the round. As we take you on a magic carpet journey across the continent, we shall attempt to capture the American scene in all its panoramic variety. First stop, fabled Manhattan, city of dreams and our gateway to adventure. Standing before us, a monument to man's highest aspirations, the United Nations building. Its towering form matches well this exciting metropolitan skyline. This building is a busy place, crowded every day of the year, for it attracts visitors from all over the world. This, too, is America. Rockport, Massachusetts, where a rousing chanty reminds us that its fishermen have followed the sea for generations.
Come all ye young sailormen, listen to me. I'll sing you a song of the fish of the sea. Then blow ye winds westerly, westerly blow. We're bound to the southward, so steady she goes.
Rustic America in Vermont, where the old covered bridge is still to be found. If you listen closely, in imagination, you may hear the hoofbeats of the countless horses that have passed this way. A peaceful village green and a little country church, symbol of a God-fearing people who carved a nation out of a wilderness. New Salem, Illinois. This typical village of the early 1800s has been recreated to remind us of our pioneer beginnings. Here it was that Abraham Lincoln spent his youth as storekeeper and postmaster. Mount Vernon, the stately home of George Washington, overlooking the broad Potomac. Our first president loved this site for its serenity and its magnificent vistas. In the shadow of the Washington Monument stands the White House, home of our present chief executive and symbol of the presidency. Now along famous Pennsylvania Avenue, and looming up ahead, the Capitol building on Capitol Hill. This, too, is America, where the laws that govern our land are enacted. In the peaceful countryside near Gettysburg, scene of the decisive battle of the Civil War, there stand in silent glory the monuments that honor the fallen. The Lincoln Memorial, a nation's heartfelt homage to the president who preserved the Union. Abraham Lincoln, a man for the ages, a man who lives on in the hearts of free men everywhere. The splendor of Niagara Falls. Here, too, is part of the American setting. Natural grandeur wedded to power to serve a growing nation. And this is America. Historic West Point, oldest of the service academies. Here, young men are trained for the tasks of tomorrow with a scholar's broad knowledge of yesterday and today. And here at the Air Force Academy in Colorado, we find more of these young men of tomorrow, soon to be off in that wild blue yonder. Chicago's Lakeshore Drive takes us swiftly along the shores of Lake Michigan. As a residential area, this section known as the Gold Coast is one of the city's finest. Connecting Florida with Key West and its superb fishing grounds is this 100-mile-long causeway over the Gulf of Mexico. Cape Canaveral, launching site for our astronauts. These towers are symbols of our nation's quest for new knowledge in outer space. Fabulous Miami Beach. Along this narrow strip of sand, the luxury hotel's number, at last count, 362, practically one for each day of the year. Now, a journey to yesterday. A lovely setting outside Charleston, South Carolina, where the city actually had its beginning long ago. In the colorful French Quarter of Old New Orleans, American jazz was first heard. And to this day, Dixieland jazz still echoes through these quaint streets. Along New Orleans riverfront, ships and shipping create a busy scene, for the city is the port of entry for the entire Mississippi Basin. And now, as the Colorado River leads the way, cutting through the mountains, we follow a trail into the great American West.
Out walking one morning for pleasure, I spied a cowpuncher a-riding along. His hat was thrown back and his spurs were a-jingling, and as he approached, he was singing this song. Whoopie-tie-I-O, get along, you little dogies, it's your misfortune and none of my own. Whoopie-tie-I-O, get along, you little dogies, you know that Wyoming will be your new home.
Now through rugged backcountry to one of America's great natural wonders, Zion National Park in the state of Utah. Here, in nature's workshop, is a spectacular scene of wind-carved cliffs and sun-baked rocks. Fasten your seatbelts as we venture into Zion's deepest gorge. And now, our magic carpet must navigate with considerable care. Please don't pick the flowers as we pass. Natural grandeur untouched and unspoiled. Inspiration Point, Yosemite, high in the California Sierras. And framing the scene, majestic El Capitan and Half Dome. Sun Valley, Idaho, garbed in a mantle of purest white. Here is a superb ski setting known the world over. After a strenuous day on the slopes, a pleasant interlude in the quaint streets of the Alpine Village. Now off to our newest frontier, Alaska. Here is true wilderness as we follow the frozen Yukon. The city of Anchorage, Alaska's crossroads of the world. Here is the stopping point for nearly all air travel between North America and the Orient. Mount Mckinley, glorious in her glacial grandeur, 20,300 feet high, the highest point on the North American continent. That sprinkle of buildings, snowed in on the edge of the Bering Sea, is Nome, Alaska, a community standing literally at the ends of the earth. On a nice warm day in summer, the temperature here will average 49 degrees. Ahead of us, crowning its famous hills, San Francisco, city of light, city of elegance and grace. What other city can boast a street like Lombard Street, where one almost meets oneself coming and going? Here, you don't need to turn your head to see the scenery. To really know San Francisco's charm is to know it at dusk at Fisherman's Wharf. Here, a rich variety of seafare may be found at every door. A different mood in a different town. A wild ride with a hook and ladder company through the streets of Los Angeles. Behind the cameras on a movie set. A scene that was once the real America has become make-believe America, recreated on every TV screen in the land. America at play. On Southern California's Balboa Bay, white sails and blue water provide a picture postcard setting. From atop the Hollywood Hills, a circle vision view of Los Angeles, a sprawling community of cities that knows no end. As evening falls, the vast metropolis is transformed into a fairyland of sparkling lights. And now to our 50th and newest state, Hawaii, the pineapple basket of the world. Aboard the telephone company cable ship Longlines, we find ourselves approaching Honolulu Harbor. This is a very special ship. Her job? To help expand and improve the worldwide telephone network. Since she was launched, she has laid underseas cable across the Pacific, the Atlantic, and in the Caribbean. And now, another view of Diamond Head as we descend upon Honolulu from the heights above the city. And below us, the University of Hawaii, whose East-West Center brings together students from every nation in the Pacific. Here on campus, amid the costumes and cultures of many lands, East does meet West. This, then, has been our American portrait, a glimpse of a nation's splendor, infinite in its variety, rich in its tradition, and blessed in its heritage.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed both the movie and your day at Disneyland. The exit doors are now open to your left. Have a safe trip home, and from all of us here at Disneyland, a pleasant good night.